Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I come to you from the absolute centre of the main quadrangle here at Sydney University on this overcast and wet Sydney autumn day. And what I'd love to do today is go through a book, and the book that I've selected for today's episode is entitled A Memoir by Matthew Perry, a book that was published on the 1st of November 2022. There is something profoundly unsettling about hearing Chandler Bing's voice crack with raw pain. Matthew Perry's memoir strips away the laugh track that followed him for decades, sadly revealing, the darkness that lurked behind one of television's most beloved smiles. This isn't just another celebrity tell-all, it's a desperate letter from the edge of oblivion, a map of survival drawn in scar tissue and hope. Let's have a step through this book and see what we can learn, what we can incorporate into our inventory of skills and knowledge, and hopefully learn from this example, hopefully learning what we should be doing and maybe what we shouldn't be doing. So the first key message to come from this memoir is where we look at the price of laughter. Perry's unflinching examination of his role as television's favourite funny man while battling addiction creates a devastating paradox. Each perfectly timed joke on Friends was a brick in the wall hiding his ultimate collapse. The memoir forces us to rewatch countless familiar scenes through a new lens, every quip tinged with the knowledge that our laughter sometimes echoes an empty room where a man is slowly but surely drowning. We touch on love and an interesting duality, that love can be seen as both a poison and a cure. Through brutal honesty about his relationships, Perry reveals how addiction twists love into something that eventually becomes unrecognisable. His accounts of sabotage relationships and romances and missed connections read like a Greek tragedy where the hero perpetually pushes away salvation, convincing himself that he's unworthy and doesn't really deserve it, which is very sad. Yet, in these same stories, we see love's persistent attempt to save him even from himself. We look at fame's false promises and the memoir's exploration of celebrity culture feels like a forensic investigation of a crime scene. Perry shows us how fame amplifies everything, both the highs and the lows. Let me just say that again because it is quite profound, that fame amplifies everything, both the highs and the lows, while providing endless resources to self-destruct. His description of earning $1 million per episode while being unable to stay sober is a damning indictment of success's inability to heal one's inner wounds, because the body becomes a battlefield. Perhaps the most harrowing aspect are Perry's descriptions of the physical toll of addiction. His account of surviving a colon explosion that gave him a 2% chance of survival reads like a near-death experience. The details of his many surgeries and recoveries force us to confront addiction not just as a mental struggle, but as a war fought in flesh and blood. Hollywood has a number of hidden currents, and through Perry's lens, we see the entertainment industry's complicated relationship with addiction, his ability to maintain his career despite severe substance abuse reveals both the industry's enabling tendencies and its occasional life-saving interventions. The contrast between public success and private chaos creates a portrait of Hollywood as both an enabler and a reluctant saver. The friends who stay is another key point. The memoir's treatment of his friends, castmates, shows the complexity of the reality that one has with their workplace families. Perry's gratitude for their patient mingles with shame at his behaviour, creating a nuanced picture of how professional relationships weather personal storms. His colleagues emerge as supporting characters in his survival story, their steadfast presence a counterpoint to addiction's isolation. There is hope, and hope has a stubborn persistence. Throughout the darkness, Perry's humour persists, not as defection anymore, but as proof of resilience. His decision to share his story, to reveal the machinery behind the jokes, becomes an act of hope. The memoir's final message isn't about triumph over addiction. Perry is too honest for such simplicity, but about the courage to just keep on fighting, to keep seeking light, even when darkness feels like it's your home. Friends, lovers, and the big terrible thing isn't comfortable reading, and it shouldn't be. Perry, to his credit, has written something rarer than a celebrity memoir. He's created a document of human struggle that transcends fame. His story forces us all to examine our own relationships with pain, humour, and healing. The laugh track is gone, replaced by something more valuable, and the thing that is most valuable is when we discover the absolute truth. Take care, everybody. Yassas, and bye for now.